Okay, enough of that. No limit here. Hello, all you idiots, all my fellow accidentallers. This is my video of my setup of my realism rules and my house rules that I stole from others from 1914. So I just want to make the war more real and more balanced as well, at least for the Central Powers. And as you can see, I put more pieces on the board. This is the fourth round. I just finished 4 rounds of this. And so, as you see, I'll show you the new pieces, such as the machine guns and tanks. Let's go over to America, shall we? Where are you? You can see a machine gun right there. Acts as an AA gun against troops. I'll explain another video how it's used. And there's a tank right there, a World War I tank, which I got a long time ago, from pieces from an Allies variant called Central Powers. So that's a tank right there. Let's see if you go to Africa here. There's a British tank of World War I. Plus, in this version, my version, I've reduced the cost for fighters and tanks so that it encourages all the powers to buy them. So for the fighters and the tanks, it's less one, so they're 5 each instead of the usual out-of-box 6. And I'm thinking maybe in the future I'll reduce the cost of artilleries and also the troops by a factor of down 1 for each. That way you get more pieces on the board and I encourage you to buy also the fighters and tanks as well. Now let's talk about neutrality. In my version, I looked up various rules over the forum, and I liked a few concerning neutrality. Let's say you violated a strict neutrality by going into it. Well, there should be some kind of penalty for it because that never really happened in the World War I scenario at all. So let's give you penalties for it. Let's just say you attack Spain. As you know, it's a neutral country, a strict neutral. It doesn't go towards either of the sides. It just wants to stay out of the war. So, if either one of the powers should violate that neutrality, then all the strict neutrals in the whole entire board become friendly towards the other power. So, as in minor neutrals, all you have to do with a friendly neutrality nations, all you got to do is move a piece in there. Let's say that the Allies violate neutrality of one country. So all the countries, such as these, like say Norway and Finland, don't mind my gadgets there. As you know, they're worth 4 each. So all Germany has to do is transport a troop to either both or one and get those pieces and also the value of that territory, and they join on their side. So that's a pretty big penalty that no one wants to violate. at least especially early in the game. Another penalty for violating neutrality, for every nation you violate neutrality, let's say the Central Powers would violate a country's neutrality. Well, another penalty is that America could enter the war one round earlier than the out-of-the-box rules. But in my rules, I say America can't come in a war until the 6th round, as I found out in the forum of House rules, which I like so much. Gives an added realism to the war. But if the Allies violated the neutrality of each nation, that means America can't come into the war another round. Let's say a 6th round, and that America would usually come into the war. If the neutrality was violated by the Allied side, for each and every nation that violate neutrality, America will have to come in a later round. Instead of a 6th round, a 7th round. And for each and every nation they attack that's neutral, you add one also. Let's say they violated another neutral territory. That means America can't come in the 8th round. So it makes a big old penalty for either side not to violate their neutrality. It helps the Central Powers more so than the Allies. Especially with Britain from India, they had to transport everything. They can't just go through Persia or Afghanistan to attack Turkey. No, they would have to transfer everything to Africa or Saudi Arabia. That's going to be pretty hard now. So that makes it easier for the Central Powers, and I think more realistic as well. Another thing I looked over in the forums, which I thought was pretty cool, is added production centers for each and every nation. Of course, you know, Britain has 2. In Britain itself, and also India. So they'll do the same thing with all the other nations. Let's say Germany, of course they had their capital. Munich will also be a production center. As I color-coded it, show that it is a production center. I just did the same as well for all the other nations as well. For Africa, they have a limited production center. Let's say for the French, also color-coded French West Africa. So they can build 2 things out of there, but it has to be either a troop or a combination of troop and artillery. So up to 2 for each round, if they still control it. For the British, it would be South Africa. As you can see, I color coordinated to show us this production center. As you see, the Germans took it over, so they were able to use it. But Germany's production center, which would be in East German Africa, I'll show you there, right there. The British took it over, so they'd be able to use it. So they traded off. But it makes a better war in Africa and more exciting. Plus with added pieces, I added a little bit more Navy for Germany. But this being the 4th round, they're destroyed. I had put 2 cruisers in a transport around Africa territory. But at this point in time, they're destroyed. Plus, I gave Germany more submarines as well. But now they reduced it to 2 of a total of original 7, according to the forums and the house rules, which I like. And concerning straits, I say the Danish Strait or the Skagerrak Strait, which Denmark owns. It doesn't allow any Allied power to enter through that canal if they wanted to attack into the Baltics sea zone. So you would have to, for the Allies to go to the Baltic, they have to violate neutrality of Denmark. And that ain't too smart. Otherwise, they suffer the penalty of violating neutrality. So this protects the German Navy like it did in the real war. They can't go anywhere out in the open, but they're able to protect their own, especially their capital. I did the same thing for the Turks. As you can see, Greece is a strict neutral, so it doesn't allow anybody on the Allied side to enter through that zones if they want to attack the Turkish capital or into the Black Sea. So, as you can see, their navy is protected as well as Austria's. And concerning that, I'll show you on a later video about minor neutrals. In the real war, Portugal didn't enter the war until 1916, so hands off to both sides of taking over Portugal until the 5th round. It's the same thing for both Bulgaria and Romania. Romania didn't enter the war in the real war until 1916, so you have to wait for the 5th round to take over Romania for either side. Same thing with Bulgaria. They didn't enter the war until later in 1915. So in 3 rounds, you can't attack it or take it over until the 3rd round. Otherwise, you suffer penalties, which I'll show you in a later video. Concerning Greece, in the real war, they joined the war in 1917, became at least Allied friendly. So I put down there, it'll be British friendly in the 6th round. So all the British got to do is put a piece in there and they get all their stuff. Or the Central Powers could take over that territory in the 6th round without any penalty of neutrality. So that this keeps the Ottoman's capital safe, along with Austria's navy as well. And concerning that, Italy in the real war joined in 1915. Not the first year, as the forums indicated in their house rules. So Italy can't join the war until the 2nd round, which makes it easier for Austria to move their navy out, so eventually into the Black Sea to be protected. Also concerning that, I added an extra sea zone, which I'll call Sea Zone 31, which gives them that chance for Austria to move their navy out. Also extending a sea zone in 18 to share with Albania as well. Same thing in the Baltics. Zone 11 is now connected to Poland, which adds for more realism and makes it easier for the Central Powers. Now, concerning railroads, people are always complaining that everything's too slow, so I added railroads for every nation's, with the exception of Africa. So if you want, let's say, in Bohemia, let's say you have stuff in Bohemia, you wanted to go all the way to Budapest. Well, all you got to do, look at the territory value of what can be transported out of there or received. Either or. Let's say I want to send 3 units from Bohemia to Budapest. All I got to do is go take 3 units and Budapest. So now Budapest has received 3 units. Let's say Germany wanted to go into Budapest as well. They can send 3 to Budapest, and they're in Budapest. As long as it's their allied territory, they can do it. And it's friendly. You can use your railroad. Also go use your railroad to go into contested areas as long as you don't attack that round as well. And so, as I said, America can't join a war until the 6th round. They can't even move out of their sea zone until then as well, but they can still build things out of it and get ready for the war. And let's see, am I missing something here? I don't think so. Oh yeah, one more thing. Turkey, at the beginning of the game, is technically not into the war yet, which means the Allies can't attack their territory whatsoever because it's considered a neutral territory. But in the first round, Turkey can decide to enter the war afterwards without any threat of previous terms from Russia or Britain. They were considered a neutral territory. But since their turn's after them, those 2 bums, they're able to enter the war with full capacity. And you should see that my customized chips. It's the money for each nation stacked up together. Yeah, Lady Liberty. If you saw my other video, see how that I made those. Here's the 20 chip. Right there. And at this point of the game, the 4th round, Germany is up to 40. So that's 2 20 chips right there. But I misspend. And I'm still tweaking these rolls, so in a future video I'll give you all the rules of how I did it, and plus a setup. Oh yeah, one more thing, because I got this board without the pieces and without the markers. I had to improvise from other games using those pieces from other games. Like those cruisers are from Central Powers, I believe. No, or they're from an attack game. A game called Attack. That's where I got them from. So I had to improvise with the markers. Germany got South Africa. So that's what their markers look like right now, until I get future markers. There's Turkey's marker in Arabia. And What else? Oh yeah, there's in Serbia. Come on, Serbia. There's Austria's marker. I got that marker from the game Memoir 44. So I had to improvise a little bit here. As you see, I don't have any biplanes, so I had to improvise planes from the attack game. That's their plane, and let me see, I'll show you the British plane here. French territory, that's what their plane looks like. Almost like a biplane, sort of like a mosquito plane. So I hope that was entertaining to you. And SK, Sam Kenny, asked me to give him the setup in a future video, and I said I would. So I'll do that when I tweak everything out and give the rules to my setup, the house rules that I use for this game. So, Mirbo everybody, right out from Chicago. No limit.